from the station working for you. This is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
The death of a trailblazing Hollywood actor shocking fans and raising awareness about the disease that killed him. Thanks for joining us here at 6 o'clock. I'm Nicole Griffin. The news caught most people off guard. Chadwick Boseman, star of the mega hit Black Panther, dead at age 43 after a private battle with colon cancer. Boseman was diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer 4 years ago, but few outside of his close circle of family and friends knew about it. He died yesterday in Los Angeles, surrounded by his wife and family. His family says Boseman continued to work steadily on major films while undergoing countless surgeries and chemotherapy. Besides headlining the first epic movie featuring a black superhero, Boseman also portrayed several historical African Americans, including Jackie Robinson and Thurgood Marshall. According to experts, colon cancer is showing up more often in younger people, and it doesn't necessarily have to run in your family. WRTV's Troy Washington explains why the loss of actor Chadwick Boseman comes as a shock, but is getting everyone's attention and raising awareness.
The risk has been going up in young people, even down to the age of 20.
Despite the prowess of the Black Panther, not even Chadwick Boseman could defeat stage 4 colon cancer. After 4 years of treatment, he lost his fight.
This is a tragic story, and we've had others like this. Darryl Strawberry, the famous baseball player for the New York Mets, who developed colon cancer in his 30s, and fortunately, he survived. Jay Moynihan, Katie Couric's husband, he developed colon cancer in his early 40s.
Or even race car driver John Andretti, who passed away this year after a 3-year battle with colon cancer. Though he caught it late, he inspired others to check it for Andretti.
So colon cancer remains an enormous public health problem in the United States. It's our second leading cause of cancer death, and it affects both men and women and all races. American Cancer Society said that everybody in the United States, all races, should begin screening at age 45.
Even though Boseman was very private about his battle with colon cancer, there are many who believe that out of this tragedy will come awareness.
So if you're a younger person and you have some symptoms, rectal bleeding is the most important one.
Experts say even if you don't have those symptoms, but you are in the age range, getting checked is the best move to make. Working for you, Troy Washington, WRTV.
Troy, thank you. In Indiana, insurance now covers colonoscopies starting at age 45 instead of 50. Coming up tonight at 11, we hear from a colon cancer survivor who beat it after being diagnosed at 35. This afternoon, a group of activists gathered on Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis to bring awareness to human and child trafficking. Leaders say the goal of the demonstration is to be the voices for those who can't or are too afraid to speak out against corruption and heinous things happening to children year-round. The organizers say they come from all walks of life and have no political affiliation. They are simply gathering to bring light and momentum to this topic.
3.8 million people, women and children mainly, are used for human trafficking annually. And out of that 3.8 million people, 1 million of those are children under the age of 10. Be aware, don't be silent. Say something if you see something. Treat it like it's your own children.
The organizer of today's event says they have been working with multiple activists across the country, bringing awareness to human and child trafficking. They say the turnouts have been peaceful and violence-free. Now to your forecast on this Saturday. Meteorologist Kyle Mound standing by. And Kyle, it feels really nice outside today.
Yeah, we got that northwest breeze going, and that's bringing down those humidity levels for us this afternoon, Nicole, and we're going to enjoy more of that tomorrow. As we look over Indianapolis right now, we've got some clouds out there. No threat of rain in the forecast, though. Our temperature, 81 degrees. We've got that humidity just 50%, courtesy of that northwest wind at 15 miles per hour. Had a cold front that went through. That's now into portions of Kentucky, taking all the shower and thunderstorm activity along with it, and continuing to bring in, at times, what's been a breezy northwest wind around 10 to 15 miles per hour for us, but it will begin to subside here with sunset. You notice in that wind forecast here, we're under 10 miles per hour. By the time we reach 8 o'clock tonight, the sun will set right around 8:30 or a little before, and then as we go into the overnight hours, that wind going pretty calm. The evening planning forecast, we've got the clouds out there now. Those will start to thin out a little bit. Temperatures temperatures are still in the 70s here, even as we approach 10 o'clock tonight. But tonight, as we go into the overnight hours, things will be in the 50s for that overnight temperature. We'll talk about a cooler Sunday coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Kyle, thank you. Now to our continuing coverage of the coronavirus and its impact on Indiana. The state health department reports 8 more deaths. 3,066 Hoosiers have now died from COVID-19. More than 92,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for the virus, and more than 1 million people have been tested in Indiana, with 8.7% testing positive. Taking pride in your community sometimes means taking action on behalf of those who are most vulnerable. That's the thinking behind an event downtown today. The organization called Indiana Pride of Color hosted a COVID-19 outreach for the city's homeless. They offered on-site health screenings, voter registration information, and information on Indiana Medicaid plans and other services.
This is definitely some unique service that I've done. I really appreciate the work that they're doing with giving the food, the bags, the free HIV testing. I definitely was surprised to hear that they would have HIV testing. That's really not something that I've ever thought about in homeless outreach. And I've seen that that's something that they've, like, talking to the folks that have come through, that's something that they've really liked and have taken advantage of. So it's been really good.
The outreach event was held in lieu of the annual Pride Festival, which was canceled this year due to the pandemic. Lives lost to drug overdose will be honored during an international awareness event tomorrow. The event at the Indiana State Museum is just one of several taking place all across the world. There's been an increase in overdoses here in Indiana during the COVID-19 pandemic, and organizers say this event will help people impacted by overdose come together and not feel so alone. They also say it will highlight the best option for saving lives.
So overdoses are happening on a daily basis everywhere. We lose approximately 184 lives a day in this country, and access to naloxone is the only way we're going to save someone's life in that situation and get them to recovery.
Families and friends can also write the names of loved ones they've lost to an overdose on these blank ribbons outside the Overdose Lifeline office. We do have more information on this and Sunday's event on WRTV.com and in the WRTV app. Tonight, 2 local schools now have feminine hygiene products their students need, thanks to a large donation drive we first told you about in July. Nicole Norwood, the founder of U-Rain Inc., dropped off over 400 packages of pads, liners, and pouches to Sunnyside Elementary and Mary Castle Elementary School in Lawrence Township. These are the first 2 schools the group is partnering with after its Project Pads donation drive. U-Rain teamed up with Treasure Gem and Youth Hope and Inspiration, and together they received an overwhelming amount of donations. They plan to donate to at least 2 more schools with the first round of supplies, and then a new donation drive starts in October. If you know a school in need of these products, email uraininc@gmail.com. As people gather to protest yet another shooting of an unarmed black man, a police union is offering a different narrative of what happened. The very latest when the news at 6 continues.
From the station working for you, this is WRTV News at 6, streaming now.
Tonight, demonstrators are taking to the streets of Kenosha, Wisconsin in the name of Jacob Blake, the black man who a police officer shot in the back 7 times in front of his young children. And now there's new video from the scene of the deadly shootings that happened during protests days after that encounter between police and Blake. ABC's Alex Perche reports now from Washington.
Calls for justice echoing once again through the streets of Kenosha Saturday afternoon. This after the Kenosha Police Union released this statement, disputing the Wisconsin Department of Justice's version of events that led Officer Rustin Chesky to shoot 29-year-old Jacob Blake on Sunday, August 23rd. However, authorities have not released many details in the case, and it's unclear where the police union obtained its information, which made several unfounded allegations against Blake. The new developments coming as Blake recovers in the hospital, paralyzed from the waist down, and until Friday handcuffed to his bed, allegedly under armed guard because of a previous warrant. Meanwhile, the investigation continues into the 17-year-old charged with killing 2 demonstrators and injuring a 3rd. Rittenhouse's attorney arguing his client had no choice but to fire multiple rounds towards his immediate attackers because he feared for his life. And tonight, the Kenosha sheriff defending why officers did not immediately arrest Rittenhouse as he walked towards police vehicles moments later with an assault-style rifle slung across his chest.
Person walking or running down the street with their hands up, that's not a risk to me.
Jacob Blake's father reacting to his son's shooting at Friday's March on Washington.
I'm tired of looking at cameras and seeing these young black and brown people suffer.
Alex Prochet, ABC News, Washington.
Temperatures this afternoon into the middle 80s across central Indiana, but we have Peru already leading the way back into the 70s for us this evening. It's 81 in Indy, 82 in Columbus, and as we look around the Indianapolis area, we've got temperatures around 77 for you in Zionsville, lower 80s in Edinburgh right now, and those temperatures will be sliding back through the 70s here, upper 60s as we approach midnight tonight. Again, we've got some clouds out there right now, but those will gradually start to dissipate as we go into the overnight hours, and you can give that AC a little bit of a break heading into our Sunday morning. We've got temperatures dipping back into the 50s, some middle 50s even around Lafayette at 55. Same for you in Muncie. 57 degrees in Columbus and a very comfortable 59 in Indy. To go along with that, we will enjoy some comfortable humidity levels, even lower than what we've had out there this afternoon for our Sunday. It won't take too long, though, before that humidity starts to build back into central Indiana. So as we go into next week, it's going to feel a little more tropical once again here, especially as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. But tomorrow, a great day to head out to the lake or anything you want to do outdoors. We are looking at a dry forecast here. Less of a wind than what we had today as temperatures top out in the afternoon, middle to upper 70s to lower 80s for us, and that lake temperature can't beat that either, around 80 degrees with that UV index running high. So don't forget the sunscreen. We will have a mix of sun and clouds out there through the day. Our temperatures will be in the 60s through 10 a.m. We'll get into the lower 70s here at 11 and climb into the middle and upper 70s. Eventually, some of us will make their way to around that 80-degree mark, like Indianapolis at 80, 81 for you in Bloomington, 78 degrees for tomorrow afternoon in the Peru and Kokomo areas. So it's a dry forecast for us here as we go through the second half of the weekend. And really Monday, Tuesday, I think we're going to be pretty dry as well. Monday, just that 20% chance for a shower. And I think any rain on Tuesday would be late in the day. Best chance for some wet weather comes our way here for the middle of the week. So you want to have that umbrella with you. We look at Truecast. This is 7 o'clock Monday night. You can see there's quite a bit of rain off to our south and east. That's not really going to be making its way our direction, though. We'll watch back to the west and southwest here as we go into the day on Tuesday. There we are Tuesday night. You can see that rain and really kind of overspreading the area here as we go Tuesday night into Wednesday. We could certainly use a bit of a steady soaking of rain. That 7-day planning forecast shows that we've got very comfortable high temperatures in the lower to middle 80s for us here. Those overnight lows also not too bad either. We'll be at 61 by Monday morning, 64 here going into early Tuesday. And there's that daily chance for a shower or thunderstorm. But right now it doesn't look like a washout at all. As we go into Friday, Saturday, though, we've got a cold front that will have moved through the area, and Nicole feeling better once again. High temperatures in the 70s with that lower humidity.
All right, Kyle, thank you. The Indianapolis Colts back on home turf for a taste of the upcoming season. Coming up, we're there as the team gets reacquainted with Lucas Oil Stadium. The Colts aren't scheduled to have their first regular season home game until September 20th, but the team got a little taste of that setting with today's practice at Lucas Oil Stadium. It's the second workout downtown for the team this week. They also worked out at the stadium back on Monday. The roof and window were both open this afternoon, and they also played some levels of crowd noise over the speakers, trying to give the players a feel for game day at home. For many of the Colts, this will be their first time playing at Lucas Oil Stadium. This week has been marked by renewed statements from players and coaches about sweeping changes for social justice. For these couple of hours today, it was back to work, back to football.
I think it was really good work both times in the stadium. I just think it was good to kind of go through that, kind of the whole pregame routine, be in our uniform, be in some situational stuff. We did a little more of that today as well. It's just kind of that, the continuing the trend in the direction where we want to go to be ready week one. So I thought with the lack of the preseason games that this was the best way to get it done. I think, Frank and the staff with the decision to come over here twice.
The Colts are essentially wrapping up training camp in the upcoming week. The regular season opener is September 13th at Jacksonville. The Indians are replacing baseball with birdies this weekend. A new twist on 9 holes is already looking to be wildly popular. Our Brad Brown got a chance to take a few swings on the links at Victory Field in tonight's Sports Extra Spotlight.
It's a completely different perspective on a round of golf in the heart of downtown Indy.
You look at this field and you see greens out there and you see some pin locations and mock water hazards and sand traps, and you think, what is going on? If you were to come in and this was your first time in Victory Field, you'd think, I thought I was coming to a baseball stadium.
The Indians have put together the links at Victory Field, a 9-hole course in and around one of the best ballparks in America. In this summer without baseball, it's a chance to put this beautiful backdrop to a new use.
It's just one of those things that captivates you when you see the pictures, and you think about too how you can spread people around the ballpark in an era of social distancing. We've got 50 to 75 golfers here at a time in a 14,000 seat ballpark, so it made a lot of sense in a lot of ways.
Full disclosure, I am not a regular golfer, but I do know that looking the part is half of anything, and I've got that covered. For golfers of any skill level, the Victory Field course will be a fun test of your short game. 3 shots per tee box, your score improves based on distance to each pin.
We'll get some serious golfers that want to worry about their scores, which is great, and I would lean that way. But for the novices, or you just want to come out and have a good time, get outside, drink a couple cold beverages as you take your tour through Victory Field and play your 9 holes. We're really excited about it.
This weekend's tee times have already sold out, but there's a solid chance you'll see some more golf at the Vic soon enough.
Anyone that golfs, we're going to have a great time no matter the course or level or however challenging it is. But for someone to swing a club for the first time and then they get done playing 9 holes and they think, I want to play again, that's what we're going for. We just want to bring people out, bring family and friends together, provide a little escape from what we know is 2020 and give them some entertainment that they haven't otherwise had here this summer.
There are more events in store at the ballpark as fall rolls around. Next weekend, it's the Grand Slam Auto Show on Saturday, 9 to 3. That's open to the public with free admission. And the Indians will be having movie nights on the big screen with socially distanced seating in the outfield. A trio of Fridays, September 11th and 25th, and October 9th. Tickets and information at IndyIndians.com. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
Now that the conventions are over, what can you expect in terms of campaigning? Will any in-person events resume, or will this be a campaign full of text messages and Facebook ads? Our Joe St. George has a look at what you'll see whether you're into politics or not.
God bless you and God bless America. Thank you very much.
Well, that's all she wrote.
This is a battle we will win, and we'll do it together.
For this year's political conventions, and as we wait to see if any candidate got a post-convention bounce with polling, you may wonder what happens next. Well, the next big date on the political calendar is September 29th. That's the first presidential debate.
In the meantime, though, don't expect anything to return to normal on the campaign trail. Large-scale rallies won't be taking place anytime soon.
But the one thing I can guarantee you is that the president and the vice president will continue to travel to these states.
But as President Trump and Vice President Pence's top aide, Mark Lauder, tells us, that doesn't mean no traveling. The Trump campaign will continue to do quick airport stops in swing states like President Trump is doing today in New Hampshire. And we have learned the president wants more in-person visits to popular businesses in towns like diners. As for the Biden campaign,
we are keeping our supporters, our staff safe, but we are still getting the vice president's message out to voters.
Biden senior staffer TJ Ducklow has said for weeks Democrats remained committed to virtual campaigning. Although at a fundraiser last night, Joe Biden says he's looking to start traveling again to swing states post-Labor Day for health department approved events. So what does this all mean? Well, as the pandemic and election continues, both parties say expect an increase in text messages, political phone calls, email invites to virtual speeches, and yes, more digital ads on your Facebook feed. After all, campaigns need to reach you somehow. In Washington, I'm Joe St. George.
Joe, thank you. For the first time ever, guests at Disney's Magic Kingdom can wear their Halloween costumes during regular park hours. The theme park canceled its after-hours Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party because of COVID-19. So from September 15th to October 31st, guests can participate in the holiday fun with costumes, themed food, and merchandise. There are some restrictions. No one older than 14 can wear a full-faced costume, and also all the guests must still wear a face covering during their visit. Kyle, I haven't even thought about Halloween yet. What about you?
We're getting close, aren't we? No, I haven't thought about it either. But, you know, we are going to be heading into September, so we're getting closer here this week. Tomorrow, though, going to have some fantastic weather, sunshine, 80 degrees there as we mix in a few clouds. Rain chances next week.
All right, Kyle, thank you. And thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tonight at 11. Have a great night.